Women are notorious if they like a guy. They ain't even dating yet. They are notorious. You're gonna go on his Facebook, you're gonna see what profiles he got, who he's following, you're gonna go on his Instagram, you're gonna go find on his Twitter, his LinkedIn. Women are researchers. So saying you didn't know for 10 years, that's cap number one. But here's the other thing: when a woman really likes a guy, she'll lie to herself. She'll make herself believe that she doesn't see what she's seeing. And I think that that's what she did. She just lied to herself like so many women do.
Says she was a side chick for 10 years and didn't know. Go ahead and play this clip.
Already said earlier in the show, he got to be able to pay all the bills. We all know where we live at, and we know the cost of living. The man who could afford that don't need your fucking money. It's chump change. So he don't give a fuck about you.
So
working.
the next point besides that, what else?
So the next point about that, the guy who can afford all that, most likely he could afford all that.
He's gonna cheat.
No, fuck the cheating. He put certain things aside, certain sacrifices he made to reach that level, right? He probably don't got kids and ready to have kids now. Because I have this success.
No, he has
now.
kids.
Okay, so you're
2 of
looking
them.
who?
The person that, again, now because now you said we're bringing personal perspectives. Right. So the person that I'm speaking of,
did he propose in front of your friends and family?
The nigga was still married to his. Since I gotta tell the whole story, like I told you the whole situation.
Is that the man you want?
No, I don't. Oh, no. But this I was gonna say.
You talking about a married guy with kids?
Listen, I didn't know the nigga.
What are we talking about?
CG.
Radio. What the fuck are we talking about?
I'll answer when you're done since you're radio, because I have an answer for that.
She said he's married with kids. What the fuck are we even talking about at this point? This is what I'm talking about, people.
No, you're not. He's not listening. I just said I didn't know he was married.
Because you chose to be the fuck around. You
You're the fuck around.
You're the
side bitch that didn't know it.
Wait.
That's wild.
Right. Can we let him finish?
Cuda, what are we talking about? Come on, J.I.
Wait, hold on.
That's all I heard. What are we
talking about? Viral. That was you talking? Oh my goodness, funny.
Yeah, that was great.
That energy.
We've been pretty quiet tonight, right, Lady Di?
Yes. Come on, speak up. Somebody talk.
What are we talking about?
That's funny. Wow.
Look this shit up, man.
You know, Trigger Mike said, Mr. Var, did you hit one of those big joints from the video? Don't lie.
Look at him. Nah, man. I don't be fucking my guests. I be trying to keep it professional.
Keyword is trying.
No, he right though, man. What you sit over here trying to make all these comments about men cheat anyway and all of this, and you the side chick.
Nah,
your story is I was dealing with a dude that was married with kids. Like, come on, man. Nobody want to hear from you.
Nah, it was worse because for like 20 minutes she was talking about how she got this guy. He's a high successful guy. He's a high caliber guy. And he's paying all her bills, and she can get married anytime she wants. She's 40 with a kid, and he don't care. And whenever she's ready to get married, you know, she could just push the button and it'll happen. 20 minutes later, oh yeah, by the way, he was married the whole time with kids for 10 years. I didn't know. That's why I kind of exploded, because I'm like, what the fuck?
I'd have cussed her ass out too.
You been having us sit here for 20 minutes debating you, and he's married? Like, nah, we ain't just finna let that slide.
And then for 10 years, like, how do you not know a man is not married for 10 years?
There's no way.
There's no way. There's so many signs and different vibes that you get from a man knowing when he's single versus when he's involved with somebody, especially married. Like, you married, like, there's a certain amount of time that you just not getting, period, off the rip.
First, there ain't even no sign. She knew that he wasn't trying to hide that shit. She was there for 10 years. He wasn't hiding that he was married to her, that he was married. Like, he didn't, there wasn't no sign to be told, because it was right there in her face. That's why she was there the whole time and could brag about him giving her money and shit. Because that's the only thing that was like, she knew about that wife the whole time. Gonna sit there and say, I didn't know where he was married. That's why I'm trying to tell you, like, for 10 years.
Not for 10 years. She probably didn't know for the first damn month. And then after that, she just stayed. That's what happened. She didn't want to get embarrassed and put out.
Women are notorious if they like a guy. They ain't even dating yet. They are notorious. You're gonna go on his Facebook, you're gonna see what profiles he got, who he's following, you're gonna go on his Instagram, you're gonna go find on his Twitter, his LinkedIn. Women are researchers. So saying you didn't know for 10 years, that's cap number one. But here's the other thing: when a woman really likes a guy, she'll lie to herself. She'll make herself believe that she doesn't see what she's seeing. And I think that that's what she did. She just lied to herself like so many women do. And then the other thing is 10 years, if you're dating a guy for 10 years, he does not see you as a wife. When a man sees you as a wife, he's trying to get you off that market as quickly as possible. And there's no man that I know that has taken 10 years for him to get to know whether or not she's wifey material for him or not.
Do that.
She was capping.
It took me 10 years, but it wasn't because we ain't get married. But I still put the ring on it.
For the most part, though, if most men, it don't take 10 years. And if she really is a wife, somebody else is trying to marry her. So that there's that as well.
You don't need social media to know if somebody married or not. Like, you don't even have to research social media. They don't even have to be on social media, which I'm sure if they were trying to hide it, right? But you could just look at a person's patterns. The availability will show it all, right?
It will.
Because I mean, there's only so much if a person is living with their family and their spouse and children. There's no way to hide that whole life for 10 years. It's just not possible because you're not going to be available.
Mr. Viral, if I could ask you a question.
Sounds funny.
No, go ahead, Precious. I'm sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, you go. I was just saying 10 years sounds funny. Like, who lies to themselves for that long? Like, that's a long ass time.
I can ask you, because I know
I hate to answer this, Precious.
A decade.
Big women.
Well, like,
was he like legally married?
If you're looking at that clip,
it was big. It was three of them.
Was he possibly like legally married and not like separated?
Nah, she tried to say the wife lived out of state. This is how she couldn't find out. So he was living out here with us in Cali, but his wife was on the East Coast or some shit for 10 years, and he was going back and forth. So she got finessed. But like dude said,
already said earlier in the show, he got to be able to pay all the bills.
You got Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. There's no way you didn't know.
Yeah, Viral, I'm gonna ask you a question because I think I know exactly. I've never watched this show, but I can guarantee you I know how this conversation played out.
Go ahead, shoot.
Conversation probably started to cycle around, you know what I mean, options and dating options and stuff like that, right? She started to brag about how she has plenty of options. Y'all probably started pressing her about whether these options involved marriage. And that's when she started talking about I can get married any day of the week if I want to. Yeah. That's when you started pressing her about what kind of man does she have around her. And she started bragging about how much money he had and this, that, and the third. And then, I'm a single mom and I can still get a man. And then next thing you know, you find out later on that she pulled the wool over her head. Next thing you know, you find out the dude was married. I know exactly how because that's what women do on a lot of these panels. They start lying about their situation, because they want to portray to the world a different story.
Yeah, she
was for what? For who? I get that that's probably true, but I just never understood why.
So that they're not the women that the men are talking about, or they don't feel like they're the women that the men are talking about.
That takes a little low self-esteem in itself. So it doesn't surprise me that she.
But I see people walk into that booby trap over and over again on these panels.
Yeah, I think everyone wants to be the exception. And it's like when guys are telling women, hey, this is how we think or this is what we value, it's like, well, nah, I'm the exception because I got this guy saying fuck those rules. And I can get it despite what you're saying. And like Sweeney was saying, they start lying. The problem with a lie is you got to remember it. And the more you lie, the more deeper you get caught into the web. And that's what happened with her. She just kept lying and it just kept piling and she just wound up looking crazy.
If you don't mind me asking, which one was she?
She was the dark-skinned one in the orange to the left.
Oh.
Yeah, right there in the orange.
Oh.
It's that one thing where you start pressing the issue and you start asking deep questions 3 layers deep, and they can't, and they continue to try to wiggle themselves out of it. And the deeper you dig, the more you start finding out. And then eventually it just came out that she said that the dude was married. And that's why he caught it like that. He was like, wait, we talking about a dude that's married? Come on, man.